I do studies in the morning, and then I play the piano and read a book, and then I do sports in the afternoon or play at the park. I love to travel, and world schooling is so much fun.
And what's your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject in school is science.
Yeah? What do you like most about science? Like, what part of science do you like the most?
The part of science that I like the most is space.
Yeah? What do you like about space?
The stars and planets.
Yeah? It's awesome. All right. This is Remote Atlas. Remote work, slow travel, and life abroad as a family. So what is world schooling? We define it as an educational approach that emphasizes learning through travel. For example, as Anthony just mentioned, in the morning he has breakfast and then he'll take math class, science, English, social studies. He has a programming class, all in an online school called Acellus. There are many different options, many different choices to fit exactly what your child needs. He will then play the piano, he'll read, he loves to read, and he'll even do some language classes. He's doing Polish right now, for example. In the afternoon, he'll usually go to the park. It depends on where we are. Sometimes he'll do a sports class like jiu-jitsu or soccer, basketball, something like that, an organized class. But right now, he usually goes to the park or we go on an adventure. So it depends on where we are again, but he's done things like visiting different temples, he's gone hiking, he'll go to a market, or he'll visit a historical place. We're in Poland, so there's a lot of history that I would like to experience myself, and I would like for him to experience as we guide him through it, like what the significance of it is. We incorporate art and science. They're huge for us, both in projects that we plan, and we also go to museums. When we were in Warsaw, we went to the Copernicus Museum, for example. When possible, we will be in world schooling groups and we'll socialize with them. So he will go at least once a week. We'll all go meet up with the group and he'll play with the other kids. The parents talk. We'll do an activity sometimes, horseback riding, whatever it is, depending on where we are. That doesn't always work out that way, but it's important for him to socialize with other kids. As I talk through this is not always easy. Don't get the impression that world schooling is going to be easy, because it's not. Some days it's a real struggle for everybody to be motivated. Sometimes things don't go exactly as we planned, but we are pretty flexible. One thing, like, people ask us, does he have summer off? He has whenever we want him to be off. So if we're going to take a long cruise, if we're going to go someplace like a Disneyland, or we just went to a Universal Studios not long ago, those days, obviously, he's not going to go to school. He's going to go out and have fun. Or we're going to go visit temples that day. That is his school for that day. So we're really flexible when it comes to his education. We're actually looking at long-term benefits for him. So for us, what's important to us is that he's very well-rounded, because the way that things are going right now with AI and the changes that are happening to the workforce right now, we have to be pretty flexible and be able to support him as he eventually does make it out on his own. We are not super formal at all, and we've adjusted our approach pretty often just to keep him engaged. We've tried different online education tools. We've sent him to local schools in different places that we've been, and that's helped a lot, especially for language. So Anthony he loves languages. He picks them up really quick. We do have a lot of goals for what he learns. And we stay really engaged with his interests. As you know, kids go through different phases and they have deep interest in different things. So you might see dinosaurs, you might see, right now it's space, so the planets, black holes, speed of light, those sorts of things we can incorporate into his education. That helps a lot. We also plan with him. We talk about the things that he wants to learn. He asks a lot of questions, as most kids do. So a lot of education for him is for us to be engaged and to actually answer questions. And I say all of this because for each family, they will do world schooling a little differently. Some really recreate the classroom and have a really rigid schedule, and they go by the book, and that's the way that they handle this, and that's what works for them, and that's great. Some only participate in hubs. So world schooling hubs are groups that will meet up in a certain location for a defined period of time. So there are hubs that go on cruises. There's hubs that jump around. There are famous ones all over the world. There's some in like Thailand that meet on an island part of the year for 2 or 3 months, and the families go and you find housing with the hub. Like they'll rent out an apartment block and you'll get one of the apartments, and every day they have a kind of schedule for the kids, and the kids all get together, and it would be amazing. But a lot of families choose to go that route so that they can have that social structure, and so that they're not so involved with everything, right? They're part of a bigger group that can kind of share the responsibility for educating the kids, which is a really good idea, honestly. And some are absolutely do away with all of the formal education that we're kind of used to, and they do things like volunteer for different communities. They will get super involved in the places that they're in, and the education that their kids get are the cultural ones. All of these approaches are absolutely valid. If you're just getting started and you're just exploring world schooling and what it means, I would suggest that you research world schooling and homeschooling groups in the area that you're going to be staying in. Facebook groups can be a great resource, not just in the location that you're going to, but also the world schooling groups in general. They have a ton of information. Parents in these groups share their experiences, and the groups are formed that have meetups and events together, which is amazing because you're going to learn so much from that. And your children will also have other kids that are doing the same thing as them, so it's someone else to kind of share with. I would say that part of world schooling and what we've been able to experience has been such a huge value with this whole journey that we've had through world schooling. So some of the questions that may help you, it doesn't matter where you are, and if you already started world schooling, or are you just thinking, are you traveling already? But so some of the questions are, how long would you be doing non-traditional education? If it's a short time, you may need some sort of accredited education so that your child can rejoin the state or private education system at some point. When you're looking for online education, look for things that are going to be accredited in the area that you're going to go back to eventually. Number 2, what's most important to you when it comes to your child's education? And this will be your focus. So what exactly do you want your child learning? Number 3, can you or someone who's with you and that's going to be traveling with you dedicate the time that's needed to educate your child? Or do you prefer a hub with teachers? Right? You need to think through these things. Number 4, how does your child handle change? Is it easy to set a routine? Do they need a very rigid routine to be able to function? If you're planning or researching world schooling and want to know if it works for you, take some time to talk to other families. Research in the city that you're going to be living in, check out different online schools, and plan out your cultural experiences in advance. There are some remote schools that include books. You may need to plan to have them shipped or delivered to wherever you're going to be. You may want to check out local sports or music or dance classes and contact them in advance. There are many things that you can do so that you hit the ground running as you learn kind of what works best for you and your child. Thank you for joining us at Remote Atlas. If you have any questions or need any advice when it comes to world schooling, remote working, or remote living, let us know in the comments. And with that, take care.